Okay, so what time are we now, people? I think this is our what number interview down? We're like
lost count.
Lost
18,
count.
I think.
Lost count.
Twilight.
We are still here on Purple Light Up Purple Taxi, the courtesy with the support of Virgin Media and LEVC, who are our partners in crime for our Purple Light Up, Nashville and Casey on the trail. We are delighted. We're delighted to have Shell in the crib.
Yay! So we're delighted too.
Yes, we're so happy because Shell is both a valuable 500 company and a PurpleSpace member. So
and a Purple Light Up supporter.
Yeah, Purple Light Up support,
right.
and I think that just shows because we keep talking about the importance of collaboration for the employees and the leaders. But you're just back from Norway, aren't you?
Yes.
Just tell us a little bit about that. You come from
Yes.
Singapore, Norway, Waterloo Station in London.
Well,
How exciting!
all the extremes. So this is about diversity, right? But it's also about inclusion. That's what I found out in Norway. So I had some time alone on Saturday, and I decided to go to the fjord, right? And it was just so easy to get around, you know, and I felt safe. Yeah. So I was alone. I didn't know Norwegian. But I didn't feel like I was threatened. I didn't feel like I wasn't able to get anywhere. And the first thing that came to my mind was accessibility. Yeah, you know, because it wasn't difficult at all, you know, and I was so inspired, really. Yeah, it could have been the beauty of Norway as well. Yeah, but that was such
What were
a
you
trip.
in Norway doing though? What were you?
I was there for work. I was visiting the plants. Yeah, so I had D&I engagements with our employees in Norway, who has, by the way, top quartile scores for D&I. Yeah, so if you talk about inclusion, look at Norway. Yeah, and that was where I was, you know, trying to learn as well and trying to understand from the teams, you know, what that meant for them. Yeah.
And when you talk about top quartile scores for inclusion and diversity, is that all inclusion and diversity? So, or is there one area that's maybe more so than the other? Because Kate and I talk about we should all be allies for each other, regardless of what our human experience is. What was your experience in Norway?
Right. Well, I would talk about inclusion. Yeah, and again, I think we can always choose to talk about diversity and how we're all different, but I think, you know, what really inspires me is how we're all the same. Yeah, and I felt embraced. I mean, literally, I don't look like a Norwegian, right? Do I? Do I look like
Not
a Norwegian?
really. I would have not said that Norwegian is your look, but you know. But then you never know.
Right.
You never know.
It's in my blood, right? Yeah, so I think inclusion and how I was embraced as an individual, right? So the first thing that we saw when we saw each other as people, human beings, you know, people who wanted to share and talk about what we were, you know, happy about, you know, what were the common things about us and what not about the differences. Yeah, and I think that was, again, you know, for me, because it's so fresh in my mind, you know, that was exactly what it was. It was the embracing of, you know, each other as human beings and what we were capable of, you know, and the talent that we bring. Yeah, and it was really special. I have to say, I was so touched.
Lyn, I want to ask you about why it is that Shell just invests so much in its employee network resource group. So we, as you know, PurpleSpace, you're a member of PurpleSpace, and we love that.
Yes.
And PurpleSpace is bringing together employee resource groups and networks across the world. And the reason we're doing that is so that they can learn from each other and start to step up and support their businesses to improve policy and practice and procedure, but equally so they can develop inner confidence and resilience. Shell, you've had a resource group for a long time now, different resource groups in different parts of the world.
Yes.
I suppose, you know, why is it that learning directly from your own people matters so much to Shell?
Because they are our voice on the ground.
Yeah.
These are the people who, you know, get input, you know, feedback, and they interact with their colleagues. Yeah, so without the employee networks, there's just no way, that I as a leader can do this job. Yeah, so I think firstly, you know, the feedback, you know, they are the change agents as well. Yeah, whatever that we need to do, you really need people who, again, you know, can give feedback, but can also then contribute, and can be the action, right? The hands, the hearts, the minds, and the connection. And you know, the reason why Shell then, you know, chose to be part of PurpleSpace is because it provides the competence and the confidence for the networks to feel like they are supported and that there's a lot of resource that they can rely on, and that there are people outside of Shell
Yeah.
that they can speak to and learn from as well. And that's important, right? There's this collaboration, as you said, that we learn from each other and we build on one another, right? It's not about competition.
Yeah.
It's about doing it together.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
And as well as being part of PurpleSpace, of course, you signed up to Valuable 500, which is wonderful. I know Caroline wants to talk to you about your leadership and those of your colleagues in terms of really leaning into this. Caroline, why are you so
Ben,
excited?
I mean, we met Ben at One Young World in 2018, and Paul Pullman, who is our chairperson, was like, he just went for Ben, you'll go. But Ben took his time.
Yes.
And he took his time because I think he really wanted to have the integrity around being able to deliver as a leader, and it wasn't just going to be some tick box exercise, which the Valuable 500 is not. Why do you think it was so important for the leadership of Shell and Ben to do this? And this combination of this power, this impact of leaders and employees?
Yes. Well, because it is about doing the right thing and doing it the right way. Yeah. So it's not about, again, competition, right? So Ben took his time because we wanted as Shell to look at this and say, what is it that we really want to make an impact on? Yeah, and it's not just about the employees, but our customers as well.
Yeah.
Right? And what does that vision mean for us? What is accessibility? It's not the physical things, right? I mean, that is the foundation. If you have a building that's not accessible, then I'm not sure which generation you come from, right? Yes. Or which planet. Yeah, so I think it is about accessibility from the physical space, but everything else, right? Yeah, it's about, the seamlessness of things, so that when I walk in, as a person with a disability or without a disability, I look forward to work. I'm not thinking, about the barriers that I have to get through before I can do my work.
Yeah.
And that's why it took time, right? Because
it's right
that was the commitment that we wanted to have, to make sure that we knew exactly what we will sign up to and that we will be a big voice in this.
One of the things that Shell has been very encouraging for us in our sector is for more collaboration. I think you have been a leading voice in that. You're a member of Business Disability Forum BDF, and you've turned up the ILO GBDN, and so you're very much involved right across the sector. And I think one thing we're very proud of, Kate and I, is this real collaboration. Are you finding that, is that a welcome move for us to start working more closely together?
Definitely.
Because one of the things that we are concerned about is, as we move forward, is business confused with all of the offerings that exist out there, and how do you navigate your way through them?
Yes, because the vision should be about the big impact, right? The vision should not be about who comes first, in the race. Yeah. So and that's why for us it's important that we work with Valuable 500, PurpleSpace, BDF, and to have a common vision. So I guess that's my request as well, from all of us together, that we be clear, on where we want to get to together. Yeah, so that the result is something that we will be totally inspired by, right? Just like my experience in Norway, where I just move around seamlessly and I feel safe.
Well, I think Kate has one of the things you're talking about, big impact and big vision. I think, would you want to talk about what your vision for Purple Light Up is?
Yeah, well, we're seeing this new global digital movement with Purple Light Up. And a bit like our LGBT plus colleagues, who so skillfully use the Pride movement as emblematic of their cause, so too are we seeing employee networks and businesses use the Purple Light Up to really lead the march. I suppose my question, and we're going to go and look at the Purple Tower later.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, we're so proud of it too. Yeah.
Just beautiful, just beautiful. I suppose my question is, what excites you about Purple Light Up, and what do you hope for? What do you expect to see in future years?
Well, it is symbolic. Yeah, so when you see something that is visual, it evokes, an action. Yeah, and that's how I see, the Purple Light Up. So we were really excited when we decided and we got the approval, in terms of then the ability to light up the entire Shell building in London, a landmark in itself, right? Purple. Yeah, and I think, again, if you do that, then it makes it easier, right? To say, how about the other Shell buildings? Yeah, and we're not lighting up because it looks pretty. It does look pretty.
It does.
Because I love purple. If you did not notice, it's a purple ring. Anyway, back to the question. It is symbolic. Yeah, so it's about intent, and I think you literally then can see the movement. Yeah, if you see more buildings being lit up in purple, yeah, and it shows commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not the be all and end all, but I think it is one of the very important things, yeah, to make it visible, you know, make it overt, you know, so that people see it as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, I'm done, Caroline. Do you have any questions? Anything else you'd
I
like
guess
to
what do
share?
you? I think you asked this with one of our other interviewees. What's the thing you're most proud of in doing around this space in the last few years? What's kind of, other than Norway, which has been this last weekend, but what else has kind of given you? I hate using that word hope, but I mean that motivation to do it. Like, has there been something
drives you?
particular? Yeah.
Well, it drives me because this is not about myself. Yeah, this is not about any of us, right? But together, I think we literally, it sounds again a bit canned, but together we can make this world a better place. Yeah, because we are highlighting, you know, how it could be for diverse groups of people. We are highlighting, you know, how if we put our minds to it, yeah, this could really be something that we'll all be really proud of. And because of that, I'm really excited and very motivated to be in this movement.
Lyn Lee, you
Yeah.
are an extraordinary
Great leader.
individual, a great
Yeah.
leader. We're proud to work with you.
Yeah, we
and,
really are.
And with
Yeah.
yourselves too.
Yeah, well,
definitely.
and thank you for coming to Waterloo after Norway and Singapore. What can we say?
Yeah, that's right, diverse.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
yeah, that's right. You are both such wonderful people.
Yeah.
We need to have a group hug.
We do. God, we might just stay here. We might just go sit in your arms and go, okay.
That's right. I love this, you know, it's like a pet therapy.
It is, isn't it?